I wanted to go through a quick example of how we might use Dcms to help us solve these multi-step equations and just go over a couple things that might trip you up, so you want to be careful about. One strategy some of you find useful is drawing a line straight down from the equal sign. This helps us remember to keep things balanced. It gives us some order. And we want to remember that nothing crosses that line without an inverse operation. First thing I want to do is look and see if there's anywhere I need to distribute. When I see parentheses, it means I likely need to distribute. And then here, a lot of people are going to be inclined to distribute a 6. Really, I'm distributing -6 to each of these terms. So the next line of my work, I have 8n. Negative times a negative is going to be a positive 30n. Negative times a negative will be plus 18 equals 18 plus 7n. So we've distributed. Give that a check. And I'm going to move on to see if there's anywhere I can combine like terms. One thing I see some people do is say, all right, 18 and 18, let's add them up, 36. Nothing crosses this line without an inverse operation. So when I'm looking to combine like terms, I'm looking just on the left and then just on the right. If I look on the left, I can combine like terms here. 8n plus 30n, I get 38n plus 18 equals 18 plus 7n. I double check again. I can't combine these terms. I can't combine these, so I move on. M stands for move both variables to the same side. And now it doesn't matter which side I want to get them to. I could either move the 38n over here or cancel out the 7n. Some of you had gotten really good at figuring out which one's going to make your life a little bit easier. If I subtract 7n from both sides, I'm able to keep my variable term positive, which makes my life easier. I'm not wrong if I subtract 38n from both sides, but this is a helpful strategy. Plus 7n minus 7n cancels. I always want to show that it crossed out that way. I want to be confident that, yes, it canceled. Here, 38n minus 7n, I'm going to get 31n plus 18 equals 18. Now I've accomplished moving the variables to the same side. So my last step is going to be to solve. So this is what we've been working on last week. I've gotten it to a 2-step equation. I want to start chipping away until I get closer and closer to isolating that variable. So the first thing I need to do is subtract 18 from both sides. So I'll subtract 18, subtract 18. On the left, it canceled, exactly what we wanted to do. But on the right, it canceled as well. So sometimes at this point, people kind of panic and they write down 31 equals n, or something that doesn't make too much sense. On the left side, all that I'm left with is 31n. And on the right, I need to write something. 18 minus 18 cancels, but it also equals 0. So I'm going to follow my work. I trust every step of what I've done so far. The only thing keeping n from being alone is this multiplication. I see multiplication, so I need division. I'm going to divide both sides by 31. I'll divide both sides by 31. Here it cancels, exactly what we wanted to happen. I'm looking at n equals 0 divided by 31 is 0. I want to check that solution just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I would substitute it back in probably to the original, and I'm going to be able to figure out pretty quickly that 18 equals 18. This is my correct solution. When we get zeros or when we get fractions, people tend to think they made a mistake or that they did something wrong. If you can go back and figure out, yes, you distributed, you combined like terms, you got the variable to one side and you solved, you're good to go.